Hey, so Jamie, don't go far because we're going to start the service in about 2-3 minutes. I'm going to have you come up as soon as we're done with our.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. We'll be starting about 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay, very good. Thank you. We're doing the 1-5. Oh, yeah. These are so quiet.
He got drunk and left.
That's
So
better.
Jack Fowler used to say, though, where is this person? Oh, they got drunk and left.
Well, way better than getting drunk and staying. Because I did a gig once. I did a gig in Buffalo with a trio, and the president of the musicians was the bass player. He came to the second show because we took this show dinner break that hammered out of his mind. Oh my God! And literally fell asleep on his uplift.
Oh no.
2 minutes? Okay. We've got to find our guy. He went to the. Oh, did he? Yeah, his shot glasses. Hey-oh. Really can't play with that. I don't know if he is. He has to. Get out of it. Some things just take some time. The bag is from Sydney.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.
He might have forgotten what time.
Right?
Yeah, but I don't want to leave it. Then he's gonna. Yeah, that was right. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to church on such a delightful Sunday morning. We're so glad you're here. We're going to start our service by singing our first chant, our opening chant, written by and led by the wonderful Jamie Lula. Go for it, Jamie.
We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. Hi, love. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. I am, oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest we reap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good morning and welcome. I am Reverend Sydney, and I'm so glad that you have joined us today. Shall we set an intention? Before we do, though, I just do want to welcome you. I want to welcome all of our live streamers. Let's invite all of you who are streaming. Go ahead and put your where you're streaming from in the chat. Let us know where you are watching, where you're listening from. And if you're here in the sanctuary, would you please, please, please silence your cell phones? That would be awesome. Okay. I invite you to turn within now. With ease, with joy. It was such a sense of, oh, we are home here. We turn within. And together we unite in that intention to recognize the infinite love that is God, that power, that presence that has brought us here today together so that we might keep our appointment with the divine. So I know that as we recognize together that we are surrounded and filled with God, with Spirit, with the infinite joy that is life itself, that we are indeed open, receptive, and available to the highest idea of wisdom, possibility, and joy. So I bless this time together, and I know that Dr. Mark is that open, full conduit for the voice, the inspiration, the power, the zeal of God. And that which yearns to be spoken is done so easily. And we, in turn, are the receivers of that. And we hold that space for Him so that we might also be lifted up and moved into this wonderful, high and holy awareness of the upper room, that right where we are, God is, and all is well. We bless the music, knowing that it lifts us, it shifts us, and it allows us to be the vehicles, the vessels, the channels for good, for God, for joy, for love, for infinite wisdom. I bless our technology. I bless every aspect of this service, knowing that it is already a wonderful, divine, awesome idea in the mind, the heart, the soul, the spirit that is God. So with gratitude, I release this word into the law of mind, knowing it is already so, and together we say, amen.
It is best to feel the Holy Spirit deep within, ever present and more constant than the sun. Glory
It is glorious to feel the Holy Spirit deep within, ever present and more constant than the sun. Glorious to feel God's presence filling me with love, and glorious to know that we are one. It is glorious to feel the Holy Spirit deep within, ever present and more constant than the sun. Glorious to feel God's presence filling me with love, and glorious to know that we are one.
Would you rise, please, and join me in saying the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Please remain standing for our congregational song, What a Wonderful World. 2, 3, 4. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
All right. So as we settle in, do me a favor, turn and wave at Terry over here. She's got the camera, and all of the streamers are watching us. So smile, be pretty. Well, you under your masks. And then turn around and wave to each other. You can do it seated. Be nice. Offer a silent namaste. Excellent. Okay, you're good. Settle down. We're going to take some time now to join in spiritual practice. As a community, when we do this, it is a strong and powerful practice to engage in. And we know that those who are joining us in the ethers online are also one with this presence and power. So I invite you to just relax, to be where your body is. We'll spend 5 minutes. It'll be a silent meditation. And as you find yourself perhaps wandering, just bring your mind back by noticing your breathing and saying to yourself, God is the love that I am. God is the love that I am. and I will bring all of us back in 5 minutes.
In my eyes, my mind, in my heart and soul. In my life, I have been searching for something, but you are my dream. You're perfect, you're golden, you're light, you're love, you're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. When I breathe, when I swallow, caress I feel. When I listen, I hear the most beautiful music out of nowhere. Oh, you're perfect, you're golden, you're light, you're love, you're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. Light-a-di-di-di-di, light-a-di-di-di-di, light-a-di-di-di-di. And all the angels sing, light-a-di-di-di-di, light-a-di-di-di-di, light-a-di-di-di-di. When I'm sad and dark, shallow and in doubt, when I'm trying my best to put one foot in front of the other. Oh, you're perfect, you're golden, you're the light of my life, you're my love from forever, and your reflection. I'm perfect, so I'll keep looking at you to keep witnessing my perfection. And you is me. Oh, oh, oh. Light-a-di-di-di-di, light-a-di-di-di-di, light-a-di-di-di-di. And every angel sang, light-a-di-di-di-di, light-a-di-di-di-di, light-a-di-di-di-di. You're always there, you never leave. You're holding me, you so set me free. Your guiding light, your empathy, your confidence to express in an enemy. Oh, you're perfect, you're golden, you're the light of my life, you're my love from forever, and your reflection. I'm perfect, so I'll keep looking at you to keep witnessing that I'm perfect, I'm golden, you're the light of my life, you're my love from forever, and your reflection. I'm perfect, so I'll keep looking at you to keep witnessing my perfection. And you as me. Oh, oh, oh. Light my love, your perfect golden light, my love, here we go, your perfect golden light, my love.
Great. Thank you, Dave. Nice. Well, good morning. Welcome. I'm so happy that you are here. Let's see. What am I going to talk about? Now I know. Okay. So in the Science of Mind, one of the things that I like to remember and remind myself is that we are alive. We are right now filled with the life of infinite, loving, intelligent spirit. You know, Moses brought the Hebrew people out of Egyptian bondage. And Science of Mind, I believe, can be a Moses for us. Science of Mind can be the Moses in our life, because Science of Mind can actually be what takes us to the promised land. Now, consciousness that we are, I think, has numerous levels. Consciousness that we are has lots of degrees, you know. But the divine name that was given to Moses was I am, right? Now, I am announces God in me as me, right? So when we think I am, God in me as me, right? So we don't want to put negatives or limitations after that. Why? You know, because I am, those words, I am, which God gave to Moses, is cause to every experience we have, that we are not bound to any seeming limitation, right? That does not exist in the realm of spiritual truth. Jesus said, greater things than this shall you do. So there is a principle of life we can all use and continue to work with. You know, it's easy to slip into discouragement, you know? I mean, like everybody, I have certainly lost my way on the path a number of times. Looking back, I would say my journey in truth, in this study, has been almost 40 years. And I'm just embarrassed to say how many times I've lost my way, but I have certainly lost my way again and again, because it's just easy for that to happen. What we are thinking about ourselves, what we are thinking about our life, what we are thinking about other people, though, has absolutely everything to do with what we experience. Now, we have to know that in the Old Testament, the I am that God gave to Moses was for group consciousness, because the group did not have any individuated consciousness, right? There was not a lot of light in the individual soul. Moses was leading the group so that the whole group could move forward in consciousness as well as in their experience of life. But you know, in the New Testament, the I am that is revealed in Moses in the Old Testament is now revealed in Jesus, and that I am is for individual consciousness. Because now in the New Testament, consciousness has evolved, right? And so all of us have more light and more love, more awareness of the principal power and presence of God within us than those people did in the Old Testament. They were just beginning to wake up. So here we are now, you know, much further along on the path. There is no condition that we have to settle for, which I think is an extraordinary thing. If we look at the teaching of Science of Mind and then we look at conditions in our life, usually what people do is they have a category of like, okay, this is the stuff I can use Science of Mind for, but all of this other stuff, well, that doesn't really apply. And we would say, no, that's not the case. There is no condition, no external circumstance, you know, nothing on the outer plane that we have to settle for. We don't have to stay the way we are. And what I believe is so for everyone, is that we are so much more than our physical body and perhaps the problems or challenges that are happening with our physical body. We are so much more than this life and perhaps the difficulty at work or difficulty in relationship or difficulty at home, right? We're so much more than that. So if you were feeling old, it's because you were telling yourself that you were old. Or one other thing. Now think about that. If you're feeling old, are you telling yourself, oh, yeah, well, I've arrived at that time. You know, it's all supposed to start falling apart now. I want to suggest to us that, like, no good really comes from that kind of thinking, you know? I mean, that's not going to set us on the right track. I was someplace recently. I was at an appointment and at the doctor's, and the attendant said to me, he said, "Well, aren't you spry?" Spry? Excuse me, did you say spry? I just thought, take a breath. Be calm. Violence is never the answer. Spry? I'll show you freaking spry. But you know, compared to them, they were about 11, you know. I guess I was spry from their point of view, this ancient person who, you know, but if you were, I just share that with you, but, you know, if you were feeling old, it's because you are telling yourself you're old or you're believing somebody who says you're spry, okay? But spirit that you are, spirit, the consciousness that you are is eternal, it's immortal, it's timeless. We must think of ourselves in that light, that who I am as a spiritual being is immortal, is eternal, is timeless. Oh my God, is what I am saying and seeing in alignment with what God is saying and seeing about me? Is what you're saying and seeing about you in alignment with what God is saying and seeing about you? Is it in alignment with the God truth, in other words, right? Then, if it's not, and sometimes it's not, can I catch myself? Then it's mine to do to change my thinking, to change what I'm saying, to change what I'm seeing. It becomes mine to do. The truth is we each are one with the infinite mind. You know, so race consciousness, you know, the thinking, the collective consciousness of the world around us. What Ernest Holmes calls the race consciousness is what Jung called the herd mind. And I love that term, the herd mind, because, you know, you're just kind of going along with the crowd there. Because the truth is that each one of us, each and every one, we are one with the infinite mind. Now, race consciousness, just by its nature, tries to hold us back. Race consciousness, by its nature, tries to keep us small. And by race consciousness, I mean the collective, agreed-upon thinking of the world around us. So what are things, you know, it's this time of year, you should be getting a cold. That's in the race consciousness. That's where that comes from. It's not like God says so many people need to have a cold this time of year. Right? Oh, the race consciousness says you are such and such an age. These things should be happening for you. Now, God does not say that at all. Let's be clear. That is completely unprincipled. God does not hold us back ever. It is never God holding us back. So what is it then? It's our unbelief. It is our unbelief. You know, the race mind is made up of lots of beliefs that are not true. Right? But because they are shared, because there is an agreement for that, then, you know, ideas that are shared, they are more powerful. So this is why we have to add light, why we are responsible for adding love, for adding truth to our consciousness on a daily basis. People think, well, I haven't been particularly negative, so my consciousness has probably stayed about where it was. But I'm going to suggest to you that that is actually not true, because if you do nothing, the thinking of the world around you will encroach upon you and it will start to pull you down. I'm sorry, but it's down. It's down. All right? And so this is why we have to maintain our own consciousness every single day, because the thinking of the world is not the thinking that I want to have be expressed in my life. Now, there's also my conscious thinking, which, all right, so I'm aware of my conscious thinking, and you're aware of your conscious thinking, those thoughts that are going through your head right now. And we can do everything in our power to keep that in an affirmative direction, and I think that's a good and important thing to do. But then there is our subconscious mind, right? And here is where, I'll just call it today our baggage. Here is where all our baggage is stored, okay? And so, yes, certainly it is part of our work on the spiritual path to tend to that baggage, to heal that baggage, to let it go, to discard it, right? Years ago, I remember reading just speaking of baggage, I remember reading an article in the LA Times about people who, now this is in a probably pre-9/11 world, I don't know how it would work now, but I'm sure it's still, actually I think it's still the same. And so people would go up and they would give their, not in the nicest, most gracious way, give their bags to the sky cap. So are you with me? You can imagine this. Somebody, they're in a hurry. They're maybe a little rude. They're maybe a little impatient. And well, there was a saying among the skycaps when people were like that, when the skycaps were not treated with kindness and dignity, as of course they should be, is that that person would go away and they'd look at each other and they'd say, Bombay it. Now, what do you think that means? I know what that means. That means that your luggage, because you were a farm animal, is going to have a tour of India. Yeah. And you were going to Cabo. Mm-hmm. See, so this is sort of like an instant experience of karma. And actually, it's sort of like, oh, wow, that's right. I wasn't nice to the skycap people. No wonder I'm here with no luggage. Okay. See, you and I, we are the consciousness of God, the consciousness of infinite, loving, intelligent spirit, knowing itself as perfect being, right? That we are all evolving as spiritual beings. So we are simultaneously the perfect expression of the infinite mind, and we are in a process of evolution. So the thing I was thinking about today is about how we commit to ourselves as opposed to all the other things and all the people outside of ourselves that we might be committed to. You know, that I think that we have to sort of come into the equation in a very prominent way. People say, well, you know, I don't know, you know, I treated about something, meaning they prayed or they affirmed or something like that, but nothing happened. And what people do then is when they turn away from a truth teaching is they look to the world to be the source of power, the source of healing, the source of cure, the source of fulfillment. I can look to the world to fix me. Oh, by the way, I have done that repeatedly. It doesn't work. Or I can look within. Oh, no, not that again. Look within. Can't I look anyplace else? Really? I'd rather look just about. There are days when I would rather look just about any place else. But I know eventually, after I do all the distractions, the place I have to look is I have to sit and close my eyes and turn my attention inward. You know, people don't get better results in healing because they don't understand that there is actually a spiritual principle which works independently of anybody else. Right? That we are working with a spiritual principle here in the science of mind. And the truth is always seeking to demonstrate itself. But sometimes we make it really hard for the truth to demonstrate itself. But that's the natural way. That's the natural order of the universe, is for the truth to reveal itself again and again and again. See, we are part of and surrounded by an infinite mind, which is the only actor, right? Nothing moves but mind, right? And so every disease or dis-ease that appears in the body must come up through the mind into the body. If you think about what we teach, right? That it has to come through our mind before it manifests in our body. So disease, dis-ease, right? So whether we're talking about a particular physical thing or just a physical thing, dis-ease is the image of thought that you held in the mind until it appears in your body. Right, on some level. Now, you may say, but I never had that thought. I don't think I personally ever had that thought. Which brings me back to this idea that we are surrounded by a race consciousness, the consciousness of every single person who's ever lived on the face of the earth. That consciousness is around us and it's pressing on us all the time. This is why we have to take charge of our own mental, spiritual household, right? If we train our thought to focus on things like peace and harmony, right? Then and that is the predominant focus of our thinking on a daily basis, then yes, you will not get sick, right? If we're thinking peace and we're thinking health and we're thinking harmony, and that is the general tone of our thinking on a daily basis, then you will always be well. Because disease, I believe, and I think this is what the science of mind points to for us, is that disease mostly, how much? 3/4 of disease that we experience. So 3/4 of all the dis-ease that we experience in our life, so this is not just physical problems, comes from the race suggestion, the thinking of the world around us. Because, like I said, it's always pressing against us. So every disease is an image of thought held in our mind until it actually appears in our body. So think about this. And now I know people are usually thinking about something like this in terms of I don't want. But you know, the subconscious of the universe, the universal law, does not know don't, right? So if what you're holding in mind and holding in mind and holding in mind, the universe says, wow, he must really want this because he's focusing on it all the time. He is constantly talking about this, that, or the other, and those would all be negative scenarios, right? So healing, I think, is accomplished when somebody realizes that, yes, there is a spiritual law, and I speak my word, you know, to get in motion this law to neutralize the image of the dis-ease that I've been holding in my mind. Another way to consider this is that any dis-ease we have is an imprisoned thought force operating through whatever channel it can find a place to operate through, right? So we must not think of disease as connected to us or that this dis-ease that they are going through, that this is part of this person. Absolutely not. It is never part of the person. It's never part of us. You know, a lot of ailments will be in some way related, of course, and we know this now. I mean, we've had extraordinary advances since Ernest Holmes started writing over 100 years ago, but we know now that so much of many of the ailments we could experience are connected to our emotions. But here's what we have to come back to, okay? Science of Mind says you have to realize that I am born of spirit, not matter, and I am now spirit. Right? I am free from the hypnotic suggestion of the race around me. I'm free from the illusions of the world. I'm free from what other people are projecting onto me. I am free from the race consciousness. You know, so like when we are with somebody, like you go to see somebody or we're visiting somebody, I've visited some people this week, and in my mind, what I'm doing is that I'm, how to say this, I'm sort of covering that individual with love. You know, more love than they have fear. So what I have to know when I go in the room is that I'm bringing more love than this person has fear. Yeah, right? Because there's probably a lot of fear there, right? But I know that I'm connected to the source. And because I'm connected to that source, I am able to bring in more love than fear, right? And when we do that repeatedly, there will, in fact, be healing every time, I believe. See, because every disease, I think, can be traced to a mental cause. That's what Science of Mind teaches us, that all dis-ease is mental. So why doesn't God heal, right? This is what people say all the time. Because God has made us and let us alone. We were created with free will. We were created with choice. We have the ability to take a step forward or take a step back. We can say, I want to grow and I want to heal through this experience, or we can say, I just want this experience to go away. Why doesn't it just go away? God, take it from me. Because we have this independence, right? We will be sick until we're tired of being sick. Oh my God. So the thing is disease, dis-ease, right? So whether that's some circumstance in your life that's not as it should be, or it's a dis-ease in your body, it has no government, right? It is a coward that will flee before the truth. And we believe in Science of Mind that there is nothing but truth. Truth is always present, everywhere present. You know, there's only one vision, and it's looking through us in absolute perfection, right? God, the infinite mind, the infinite intelligence of the whole universe is looking through you right now, and all that it sees is absolute perfection. Drink that in for a minute, that God looks through me and sees only perfection. You know, the Word, you know, when we talk about speaking our word here a lot, the Word, which knows itself to be the presence and the power and the activity of infinite spirit, right? You know, that activity destroys every thought unlike itself, right? And every thought of fear, every thought of limitation, every thought of bondage is just cleared away, right? So again, we come back to this idea that the race consciousness is pressing upon us all the time. And if I don't want to have the experiences that the race consciousness is trying to press upon me, what are the race consciousness experiences trying to press upon you? The news, 6 o'clock news. That's what the race consciousness is trying to give you. Headlines in the newspaper. I know nobody reads the paper anymore, but think about the headlines you see on your screen, right? those are what the race consciousness is trying to press or into your experience. That so much of the discord, that we experience is caused by suppressed emotions. And suppression or grief produces not good things. I'm not going to say what it produces for you, but I believe that it is not going to lead to anything good, anything life-affirming, anything healing. But here's what we have to know. Each of us, as a center of divine intelligence, which we are. Troward said that. He says, my mind is a center of divine operation. So your mind, as a center of divine operation, must know that imperfection can never emanate from perfection. Right? God never sent a problem. God never sent an illness. God never sent lack. God never sent any kind of punishment. None of that enters into the divine consciousness, right? So every living soul is an individual, and we are let alone to work out our own destiny, But Ernest Holmes says in our textbook that your destiny is not kismet. Your fate is not sealed. It's an evolving, growing thing. So every prayer, every thought, every affirmation, every time you visualize, every time you send somebody a little loving energy, every time you say, oh, God bless you, your consciousness gets raised up. Right? So let's do that now when we pray. All right? So let's turn our attention inward together. And as we join in consciousness, becoming still, focusing on the principle, the power, the presence that is God. God that's everywhere and right where we are. I know that we are one with this power, just as I know we are all connected with each other in the infinite mind and the infinite heart that is God. And so I claim for each and every one of us today that we are committed to ourselves more than we are committed to anything outside of ourselves. We are committed to our own growth and our own evolution. We're committed to our own healing. We're committed to our own practicing of the presence, because it truly is out of practicing the presence that everything good comes. I know that our awareness of our oneness with God is the source of every good and perfect thing in our life. And so I claim for us today that we are healed and whole, that whatever conditions we have perhaps struggled with in this week, I know that the presence, the power, the life and light of God within us is so much greater than that. And I know everything we need to know to move forward in a healthy way is revealed to us in a loving and gentle and usable manner. And so we include in our prayer today our family members and friends and parents and children, all of those we hold near and dear. We see them in our mind's eye, and we claim the spiritual truth for them as well, that they are whole and perfect just the way God made them, that their needs are met now and always, that we claim peace of mind and right work, right relationships for all of those people that we love. We know that that principle, power, and presence is surrounding them, guiding them, healing them, protecting them in every good and perfect way. And so now we think about everything that's grabbed at our attention during the week that's happening in the world. There is so much going on. And yet the God that we believe in is infinite. It's everywhere present, equally present. So God is not more present in good situations than in what we call bad situations. God is everywhere equally present in all of it. So let's know that where weather is the challenge for people, that God is present even in the midst of that. And where something that looks like not peace, the appearance of war is present, we say God is present in that. And where people struggle with health concerns, we say God is present in the midst of that. And where people struggle with their supply, we say God is present in the midst of that. Because the truth is, it's all God. It's all God, and we recognize that. We experience it, we receive it. And so we bless our church, we bless all churches everywhere. We bless synagogues and temples and mosques and ashrams, all paths to God, all centers where people gather. And I know that we are blessed by being together today. That because we all share a spiritual truth, I know that everyone gets lifted up. Everyone gets to be healed, and we welcome it. We say yes to it. So it is with an open and a gracious and a full heart that I say thank you, God, for this and all of the blessings that fill our lives. I release this word into law, and so it is. Together we all say, amen. All right, we'll sing one time together.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed.
All right, I invite you to hold your gift over your heart, and we'll say our statement of giving together. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and belief. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. Thank you very much.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so
Walk a mile or a minute in another man's shoes. He's got a path to take to find his truth. Any way you spin it, he's a lot like you. Finding his faith on roads that you never choose. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission. Always. Let go of the old conditions. Let love be your only mission. Always. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Tell a tale, you're in it. Hear a brother man's blues. He's got a destination now and no excuse. Why do you condemn it when it's not your own? You can't unsee it once the light has shone. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission. Always. Let go of the old condition. Let love be your only mission. Always. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. Come on now. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Let go of the old condition. Let love be your only mission always. Oh yeah. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Let go of the old condition. Let love be your only mission always. Keep on walking, hand in hand, yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep on walking with your brothers and sisters, walking, 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 yeah, yeah. Keep on walking.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, thanks to our band, our soloist Jamie Lula, and to our media team. If this is your first time here, we're glad that you were able to join us. If you'd like more information about who we are and what we do, go out that door, turn left again. We have a welcome table, and we have coffee and a nosh, so join us. Let's see. Make donations to our church through our text-to-give number or our QR code, or through our website, NHCRS.org give. The QR code, by the way, is on the back of your program, and thank you. Let's see. Prayer with a practitioner is available after service in person and on Zoom. This Wednesday, we have a healing service. We do this every Wednesday night, and my topic this week is the healing power of decision. So the meditation's at 6:50. The service starts at 7. I hope you'll join me. Our men's group today, hey Shay, meets today at 11 o'clock in the Ernest Holmes room. All men are welcome. Our women's group meets today at 1 p.m. in our youth church and on Zoom. Our speaker, Jennifer Schwartz, will be sharing on quantum leaping, facing your fears. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, he's busy. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Facing your fears. That's the one. We talked about this. All right. Our Creative Arts Ministry is hosting a movie night on Friday, February 10th from 7 to 9 p.m. I hope that you'll join us here in the sanctuary to watch the film Mission Joy, Finding Happiness in Troubled Times. This is a film featuring the Dalai Lama and Bishop Tutu. Our suggested donation is $10, but no one's going to be turned away, so we'll see you then. On Fat Friday, did you know there's a Fat Friday? We have a Fat Friday here. Friday, February 24th at 7 o'clock, Dr. Mark, the very spry Dr. Mark, is going to be preparing a wonderful New Orleans-style dinner, and we're going to have a live band, and we're going to have dancing, so please join us on the patio. The tickets are $50. You can purchase them online or today after service on the patio. Our annual meeting is Sunday, February 26th at 1 o'clock here in this room. It's for members of this church. It will be held in person and on Zoom. The Zoom link is the same one that we use for our Sunday and Wednesday services and can be found on the first page of our website. We encourage all members to attend. There's a Bali trip coming up with Dr. Mark. Oh, that one you get. In September, Dr. Mark is taking a group to Bali, September 5th to the 15th. That's this year. So there's a brochure and a Sacred Covenant on the website and outside on the patio again. We have a youth and family ministry that supports kids from toddlers to tweens and teens, Sundays at 9:45. Join us for more information. I'm thinking out on the patio again, that same table that I told you about. We have a loving outreach ministry. We are collecting new and gently used, clean blankets, coats, and sweaters for the homeless. You can drop your donations in the red bin on the patio, and we distribute that stuff, and we are so grateful for all of your participation. We have a Zoom virtual patio before and after our Sunday and Wednesday services. We have Zoom meditation every Monday through Saturday from 7:55 to 8:15 a.m. You can get that link again on our website, and you can get all sorts of other information. You can get links to stuff, and you can sign up for our weekly e-blasts and all of our bulletins. And I am done.
Practitioners, come on up. If we have practitioners in the room, come forward. These people are here to pray with you and know the truth for you, so it is their gift to you. Let's stand and we'll sing. So please repeat after me. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love. Amen. Thank you.